Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susan Vernon Devlin. I'm the Executive Director of Media Relations for Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. Welcome to our midday briefing on the first day of school, August 25th, 2025. To kick us off today, we are going to have a few words from Jennifer Moore, the principal here at Sedgefield Montessori.
Welcome. I'm so proud to welcome each of you to Sedgefield Montessori Elementary School. At Sedgefield Montessori, we provide an authentic, high-fidelity Montessori education for students in grades pre-K through 6th grade. Lessons for students in our multi-grade classrooms begin with hands-on materials in carefully prepared learning environments. The Montessori curriculum incorporates practical life skills, peace education, and independent decision-making. The Sedgefield Montessori community originated at the Amy James Montessori campus and relocated here from the Park Road Montessori campus as part of the 2023 bond package approved by the voters of Mecklenburg County. Renovation construction on our campus began in the summer of 2024 and concluded last Friday, just in time to receive students today. I could go on and on listing the many wonderful improvements and upgrades made possible by the bond package. Instead, I will highlight a few that are especially meaningful to our Montessori community. The Memorial Garden was relocated from the Park Road campus. It honors loved ones who have passed away with a connection to Amy James Montessori, Park Road Montessori, and Sedgefield Montessori. We are thankful to have this garden at the Sedgefield campus, honoring the lives and legacy of over 30 years of CMS public Montessori students, staff, and alumni. The Peace Garden relocation honors the long-standing tradition of celebrating Peace Day with the entire Montessori community. Last year for Peace Day, we released butterflies and gathered in the area where the garden is now installed. We are excited to be able to celebrate in the same garden from the Park Road campus here at Sedgefield moving forward. The installation of exterior doors from classrooms provides direct access to garden areas, including newly installed raised garden beds, extending the learning environment for students who incorporate gardening into their daily Montessori lessons. Practical life kitchen areas have been installed in upper and lower elementary hallways, allowing students to incorporate care for themselves and the environment into their daily routines by baking, cooking, cleaning, and maintaining laundry. We are eager to get students busy in these amazing classrooms. We are grateful to the Mecklenburg County voters for approving the 2023 bond package. All of the improvements to our campus have positively impacted student learning and academic achievement. Sedgefield Montessori is currently boasting a school performance grade of B. We look forward to sharing achievement outcomes for the 24-25 school year soon. After this briefing, I invite you to join me for a tour of the campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Moore. And now, our Superintendent, Dr. Crystal Hill.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Before we get started, we'd like to acknowledge our board members who are with us this afternoon. We have Vice Chair Rankin with us, Board Member Klein with us, and Board Member Easley. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us today for our midday update on the morning of our first day of school. Simply put, it has been an absolute fantastic and smooth start to the 25-26 school year. I started my day bright and early this morning at our North Point transportation lot, and I had the opportunity to ride the bus this morning and stop at several stops for Elizabeth Traditional Elementary School, and I was there to greet students and parents. I also had the opportunity to visit Garinger High School, Mary Oaks, Elizabeth Traditional, as I mentioned, and today earlier took a tour of Sedgefield Montessori. Our 858 buses rolled out this morning to begin transporting students across Mecklenburg County, and now they are about to begin their afternoon routes. As we speak, our school nutrition teams are wrapping up the lunch service after serving breakfast to all students. As a reminder, every single student in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools has the opportunity to enjoy free breakfast. Here today to share more with you about our first day of school is Deputy Superintendent Dr. Melissa Balknight.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Hill. Happy back to school. Time for our students, parents, and staff to get ready to learn. Today is filled with excitement, anticipation, and endless possibilities. Across our district, classrooms are buzzing with energy as students walk in with fresh notebooks, sharpened pencils, and the most important thing, a smile. And behind those smiles are the teachers, leaders, and staff who make this day and every day possible for our students. This year, we continue to remain deeply committed to our academic mission, ensuring that every student has access to rigorous learning opportunities, strong supports, and the encouragement they need to reach their full potential. We know that children are our core business, and they are at the heart of what we do, and we focus our attention to both engagement and growth so that every child can thrive. I want to take a moment to remind everyone about expectations around personal technology devices. While technology can be a powerful tool for connection and learning, our classrooms are places for focus, curiosity, and collaboration. To protect that space, personal devices should not be used during instructional time. We ask our students to stay fully present with their teachers and classmates so they can make the most of every learning opportunity. Parents and students should reference the Code of Conduct for more information about this. Of course, none of this will be possible without the dedicated professionals who serve our students every single day. I want to pause and highlight just a few examples of excellence across our district today and every day. At Steel Creek Elementary, for example, first grade students were working with their partners in math on number sense concepts. Students had to justify their answers, and they were able to use math manipulatives on the first day of school. At In Haven Elementary, our fifth grade students were writing and observing as they were working through an experiment they were conducting in their science lab on the first day of school. Staff and students at Shamrock Elementary were reading their text, First Day Jitters, to the class and making a connection between student wellness and morning meeting. Fifth grade students at Barnett Elementary were engaged in strong instruction on day one. Math students were learning about cubic volume, and literacy students were engaged in referencing and inferencing embedded to get to know you. So all of our schools that we visited this morning were ready to go, and students were learning on the very first day of school, as we expect. Earlier this morning, I was also excited to join the student assignment team as they welcome families into the new school year with a smooth registration process. Our partners at Novant Health were also on site providing physicals and immunizations to make sure students were ready for their first day. These stories are a reflection of the care, creativity, and commitment that make our schools special. As we begin this new school year, let's hold on to the joy of learning, the importance of relationships, and the power of possibility. Together, we'll make this year one of great success, growth, and celebration for every student. Welcome back, and let's make it a great school year. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Tim Ivey, our Chief Operating Officer.
Thank you, Dr. Balknight. And I'm so excited to be here at Sedgefield Montessori, the first completed project of the 2023 bond. As was stated earlier, site improvements include Peace and Memorial Gardens as well as Montessori-specific practical life classrooms and new exterior doors that provide access to garden beds and planters outside each room. We're so thrilled to be able to provide this for students here in CMS. As Dr. Hill mentioned earlier, too, we had a great start to the 25-26 school year with transportation and school nutrition. We saw no major delays, and free breakfast was served to all of our students, or provided for all of our students. Our facilities team also has been out this morning supporting schools with no major facility needs being reported at this time. I want to say thank you to the thousands of members of the operational team who work diligently behind the scenes to kick off another amazing school year. Also this week, schools will begin training students on our new standard response protocol. I love you guys. This standard response protocol provides clear, consistent actions and language for schools to use in the event of an emergency. We know that this is going to be a great addition to our layered approach to school safety. Now, before I turn it back over to Dr. Hill, I want to once again remind everyone of a few things. Parents should download the Here Comes the Bus app and use Alpha Route via cmsk12.org/buses. Everyone is reminded to please be at their bus stop 10 minutes before scheduled time all this week. And I want to remind everyone that it is illegal and extremely dangerous to pass a stopped school bus with its stop arm extended. Please practice patience this week and caution as we welcome back our 141,000 students and families who navigate to and from school. And lastly, a very important reminder about school safety. As I have stated numerous times, school safety is our top priority. So as we begin the 25-26 school year, I want to be very clear that CMS will not tolerate inappropriate behaviors from students, staff, or community members who put the safety of others at risk. That is not to say that we will not follow due process, but as guardrail number 3 states, without safety and security, our students, staff, and community cannot thrive, and we will not allow behaviors of this nature to disrupt our purpose and the right that all students and staff have to learn and work in a safe environment. School safety is a community effort. It involves everyone. It involves law enforcement, school staff, parents, students, and community members. So if you see something, we urge you to say something. I'll now turn it back over to Dr. Hill for closing remarks.
Thank you, Chief Ivy. And as a reminder, families can visit our Back to School website at www.cmsk12.org/back-to-school for our top 10 things to know and other information related to the new school year. That concludes the information that we wanted to share with you this afternoon, and at this time, we will entertain questions. Susan Vernon Devlin will be facilitating the conversation.
Okay. The first hand I saw, Jonathan Lowe.
Perfect. Good afternoon to you all. I probably would be remiss if I didn't say it's been a boring start to the school year for us. And so I guess that echoes what you all have seen. Certainly feels like you all are in a routine. But I did want to ask about Infinite Campus and registrations. Dr. Balknight, I know you said that things ran smoothly, but I heard it from at least one parent who said that they did have some issues registering their student, had to do a paper application. Can you give us an update on, if there were issues with getting kids registered? I know that parent was able, the school, like you said, last time we talked about this, they went to the school was able to help them out. But considering the fact that there may be parents out there that haven't gotten the message, can you give us an update again on where registrations stand and where the Infinite Campus new accounts stand?
Thank you. Great question. So first thing, I will tell you that we have about 53,000 families that have already completed their Infinite Campus enrollment for the portal account. That's about 37% of our parent population, and we believe that that will continue to increase this week so that we feel that we're on track for that. I will say to you, we have about 130 more students this time this time last year, if I said that correctly, that need to be enrolled. So we do have about 130 plus more students that haven't completed registration. But as I said in my comments earlier, I started my morning at student registration just to see how things were going. We had lots of families there that were enrolling. I would encourage families moving forward, if they go to our website and put their address in, they can complete the process anywhere. They don't have to go to the student assignment office. They could do it on their phone. They can go to their child's school. Many of those families go to the student assignment office because they don't know their school location. We did have a few paper copies that parents completed over the summer as we were transitioning from Power School to Infinite Campus, but we believe all of those have been cleared. So there may have been one that we weren't aware of, but like I said, I spent several hours at student assignment. Parents were happy, engaged, feeling supported, going back to the school. It's nice to see the children in their back-to-school outfits, and everyone was getting what they needed. And then the same thing's happening at the school as well. So we feel like we're in a good place because with the conversion from Power School, thanks to the team, and Chief Thompson is leading that work, from Power School to Infinite Campus to have 135 more than last year this time, and we made a complete conversion to a new platform. I believe, as I said earlier, we're in a good place with registration and enrollment.
Rebecca?
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, good afternoon. I just wanted to check in. I know last week at the back to school briefing, I think y'all said, I want to check in on vacancies basically. So y'all said that classroom vacancies, I think at that point stood at 228 and there were 97 bus driver vacancies. I wanted to check in on those numbers and also just sort of ask, now that we're back to school today, how have you been sort of managing the vacancies that there still are?
We currently have 209 vacancies, and we're sitting at 97.8. Oh, thank you. We currently have 209 vacancies, and we're sitting at 97.8% fill rate.
Stephanie?
Hi, good afternoon. I wanted to ask about bus delays. I heard from some parents that were concerned about bus delays. What would you tell those parents, and have there been any widespread issues in terms of buses?
So we haven't seen any major bus delays this morning. What we did see was the normal first day. We saw drivers getting used to the routes and students getting used to being at the bus stops at the appropriate times. Getting students to and from school with navigation of all the additional traffic, of course, always is a challenge the first day of school. We do introduce 141,000 students and their families back into the traffic pattern, and that does create some initial delays, but nothing that we have not seen, nothing unusual. And so as the week goes on, we typically see marked improvements and are able to report out to those on our Friday briefing.
Jonathan, you had another question?
I did, but I'm willing to wait if someone else.
Oh, James.
Hi, happy back to school. Quick question. I know obviously there's been a lot of talk in the community in the last couple of weeks about ICE protocols and things like that. Just checking in, any activity with ICE in this first day or communication with federal officials at all, anything like that that's been reported?
We've had no communication or any information or interaction that we're aware of today.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Back to you, Jonathan.
Sorry to ask, but we were informed that 2 parents made it onto the campus of Palisades today with weapons. Can you all speak to that? How was that found out to be the case? And I know, Tim, you spoke to not tolerating that type of behavior. Seeing as how we had a prior issue at Palisades, can you speak to that in any way, shape, or form?
I can. Now, the specifics of the information are still with CMPD, but we did have 2 individuals who made poor choices, and I do want to make sure that I emphasize that. It's a poor choice to bring any kind of weapon onto campus, and those were detected immediately, and then law enforcement was contacted immediately. There's a secure vestibule there at the school that's where everybody is scanned. So at that point in time, they were indicated, and then the CMPD was called, and we actually were able to, go through the process for that. So arrests have been made.
We've seen that in the past. Can you speak to parents directly on
Yeah, it is illegal to bring weapons onto school grounds, and so we have scanners there for the purpose of catching students and parents who bring weapons or choose to bring weapons onto campus, and that's the purpose of that protocol, and we use that layered approach to certainly go through those standards.
Does it frustrate you at all?
I think that anytime that you have safety situations in schools and you work in education, it concerns you. I don't know that it is frustrating, but we're concerned. I have a deep care for our students and our community, as I think that all of our educators do. And so I think that what you've seen with our data from DPI, we are making great strides in CMS in deterring weapons being brought onto our campuses. And we are doing everything that we can to certainly deter that. But there's one thing you can't deter. You can't deter somebody's choice. Okay? But what happens when they make that choice to walk on the campus, we're responsible for that. And we responded immediately and we took care of the situation. Like I said, arrests have been made. We take this very seriously and we will not tolerate behavior like this.
Do we have any other questions? James?
Just wanted to follow up quickly on bus driver vacancies. I remember that was talked about at the press conference last week. I think there was 95, and you said all routes were covered. Just wondering, going forward into the school year, does that pose any challenges, and what are the plans to kind of address that?
So this morning, as of this morning's press conference, we had 98 bus driver vacancies. We had all of those routes covered. We typically juggle around 95 to 98 vacancies. Sometimes, depending on this time of the year, it does go down. And we've gotten very skilled at making sure that those routes are all covered. So we're not seeing any delays and do not anticipate any delays with that number of vacancies.
Thanks.
Miles, Katie, do you have any questions? Katie?
We just got word from a parent that there was a bus that was about an hour and a half late. I believe the Summers Corner neighborhood. Another one said about an hour and a half, 2 hours late. Any response to that? I know you said you expect those to be flushed out and fixed by the end of the week, but anything in the short term that you'd like to address?
No, not particularly. I think that those were due to the increased traffic. And so we do have plans to make sure that we improve that each and every day.